Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing today?
Hello, hello,
Well, how are
hello,
you? Can you hear me?
everyone.
Hello.
Great.
Nice to see you, Ms. Milner Gardner.
Very nice to see you,
You
Sophronia. So happy to see you. And I hear
you
you
would take my
again.
background off? I can.
Yeah, you're going in and out of it,
Yeah, it's
kind
going
of,
in and
so
out.
it's totally up to you.
There.
But welcome everyone to Financial Sins. We are here today, excited about our guest speaker. But before we
Absolutely.
get there, Renetta, what have you been up to this week?
So you guys know that what I'm up to every day is contributing to my health. You know, my goal is to become a healthier version of myself. So that's walking 30 minutes a day. I've increased it to 30 minutes. I do it in the morning, and now I'm adding evenings to my walk. And I've started to eat better. So, so we're just continuing to build on that healthy premise. So I'm always inviting everybody to post something, hashtag health walk, walk for health, so that we're doing this collectively. And I always say, because we're women of a certain age now, right? And it's really, really important that we pay attention to what's going on with our health. So I'm always excited to do that. So that's what I'm doing every day. And the other part of that is, as you guys know, in my business, that is to help businesses grow, connect businesses to businesses, and doing some career training and coaching. So that's it for me. What about you, Tanya? What have you been doing out there in Texas?
Well, I have been putting a small group of young ladies together. I say young ladies, because we still got it going on.
That's right.
And we are out not only just walking for our health, but we are now doing a little, I'll just call it a little 20-minute, 25-minute program where we're really getting our heart rate up. And so I'm not just doing it by myself. They have been watching us, and I found them around and about. And
Bless you.
we have started walking. And then again, we're doing a program with, it requires us to walk along with, again, getting our heart rate up.
Yes.
And then after we did it just yesterday, we've done it 4 days in a row. We took our blood pressures, and we found that one of our friends, her blood pressure was kind of up there, and recommended that she go to a doctor today. So hopefully she has taken our advice and she's going out to get her blood pressure checked at this time. So that's what we've been up to this week. And I'm so excited to have two wonderful guests today. Now, Angela was with us last week. She's with Summer Bonanza. And then we have Dr. Sophronia Wynn Riley. I'm just going to always call her Sophronia Wynn. I got to always
Exactly.
put that in. But so, Angie, we want you to come on in. Tell us about Summer Bonanza, because last week we were talking all about summer camps.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. And hello, everyone. We always say hello, Summer Bonanza family. So those of you who are in the family and those of you who are coming into the family, it gives me great pleasure to just greet you on behalf of Dr. Priscilla D. Thomas, our retired Chatham County founder of Summer Bonanza. And I'm loving everyone that's in the square today. I'm going to get to it because I can't wait to hear our friend, Dr. Riley. So real quick, Summer Bonanza Partnership is a mentoring program for our community youth for the purpose of just extracting their greatness. We utilize the summer months to help the kids, our young people, get all of those gaps closed in because we have a STEM focus. So we help them with any gaps or barriers with math and science. And we do it in a creative and fun way through some of our structured activities that I'll tell you about in just a minute. But the main things we want to make sure we convey today is that Summer Bonanza is on the way. We have a Saturday camp. It starts June 4th through August 6th, 10:30 to 12 for ages 7 to 14. Mm-hmm. This year, we are excited to come back together. We've been on Zoom and a virtual platform for the last 2 years. So this program, our summer program for 2022, is a hybrid setup. So we will have every other Saturday that we will meet the kids and their parents in person at the Mother Matilda Beasley Park. And we have the community that will be coming out to work with the kids. We're excited about the facilitators. We have Georgia Power coming. We are so excited about a media institute that the Savannah chapter of the Links are bringing to us. And one of our newest partners, and you're going to love this, Renetta, is the consortium of doctors. And they're going to challenge our kids with writing and having some creative ways of capturing stories on video. Oh, I can't wait. So every Saturday, the kids will have in their activity kits, they'll have arts and crafts and little science experiments and safety material to work with. So we'll be making sure anyone that registers, they'll pick up an activity kit and they'll get one every 3 weeks. The activity kit also has a light breakfast snack, and they will have lunch every Saturday. And the cost of the program is just $10 for the whole summer. Wow. Oh my God. And so awesome. Even just bringing the program every summer, we were able to be blessed with a divine connection. When I tell you, when you ask for God to supply the needs, it's not always in materials. Sometimes it's in the persons of people like Tanya Scott and people like Renetta and Dr. Sophia Riley. I had the pleasure of hearing her give a presentation regarding getting all the money on the table for scholarships and grants for young people. She was giving this workshop for her church, and I was getting ready to leave her presence. I was packing up, and as I was about to walk out the door, I heard this information that was so awesome and profound. I had to sit back down and just listen. And within 5 minutes, I was looking for a pen and paper so I could just write down some of this information. Stayed for the whole workshop. And I said, Dr. Riley, you have to come and give this information to our kids as well. She's a wealth of knowledge. I don't want to, if it's all right, I want to pass it to her, Tanya. I don't want to miss it. But she has some information for our parents and our children today that's just going to blow your socks off. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my divine connection friend, Dr. Sophia Riley. Give it up.
Windsor. Hi, everyone. Listen, I'm excited. I love sharing what I have to everyone, specifically about helping our parents and our children, our young people, prepare for college. So what I'm going to do, listen, she didn't say it, but I'm born and reared here in Savannah, Georgia, a graduate of Windsor Forest High School, and I'm originally from Tremont Park, and I'm proud of that. So let's get started. I had to put that in there for anybody from Tremont Park. Hey, love it. I'm going to start sharing my screen. And we're going to talk about scholarships. First, about financial aid. You can't get scholarship without financial aid. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Just one of them? Good.
Okay, Sophronia, put it in PowerPoint.
Okay, it is in PowerPoint. Let me do it this way.
Put it in the show mode or whatever it's called.
Yeah, show mode, or presentation, or show.
Okay, I see what you guys are saying. Gotcha. Let me come back out of here. There you go. Is that better? I'll probably have to stop sharing and then share again. Let me get back.
All right, Angie, me running you across the bottom. You see it?
Great. And I hope that's the website so everyone can know that they can register now online.
Can you see my screen?
On screen.
Hold on. We got you. Add it right now.
There it is.
It still didn't come up. Okay, let's just roll with it. I think that's good.
Can you see what are you seeing?
I just don't see it in the PowerPoint form.
In the presentation
form and show.
Okay, we'll get there. Listen, this is all I do all day with computers, people. It's all I do. I apologize.
It's okay.
Here. Share screen. Let's share entire screen. Window. You know what? Let's put you in PowerPoint first.
Here we go.
There.
Okay.
No?
Yep.
That's it.
Financial aid October 1?
There you go.
Yes.
Fantastic. Hi, everyone. I'm excited about sharing all that I know about financial aid. Actually, when I was asked to do this, I had to start doing research on Georgia schools and Georgia financial aid. So everything applies. I'm excited. Let's get started. I want you to remember one thing. October 1 is a key number, date, because that is the day you can start applying for your financial aid. October 1. In times past, as a senior, you had to do it was open January 1. So that changed in the past couple of years. October 1 of your senior year. So you don't have to wait the second semester of senior year. First semester of senior year in October, you can start applying for financial aid. So here's my agenda. I'm going to talk about what is financial aid, the types of financial aid, putting yourself in position to maximize your different options. We're going to talk about the Fafsa. And most importantly, I want to talk about financial aid frequently asked questions. That's going to be important because a lot of people forget, hey, what do I do? So we're going to talk about frequently asked questions in financial aid. Preparing for college, people, is a family affair. When you're selecting a college, where do you want to go? What is your likes? What's your dislike? Do you want to go in a rural area? Do you want to go in the city? Do you want a large class or a small class? You want to go all women school like Spelman, or you want to go to all male school like Morehouse? You have to decide. And guess what? Again, it is a family affair. Applying for college. Do you meet the academic criteria for that school? Do they meet your requirements for that school, for you? Do you have your letters of recommendation, your essay, your test scores? When I say it's a family affair, because guess what? When you start looking at financial aid, it's about your parents, your guardian, and yourself doing this application, this whole college preparation together. It's not just your mom doing it for you or your guardian or you. It is a family affair. And my favorite statement is, Google will be your friend. What is financial aid? So what's really key about this, financial aid is a government financial aid. It is an official system designed to help families for college. And you see that I put on there, Department of Education. Department of Education is key. And I'm explaining why Department of Education is key, because you have so many people trying to make you or get you to pay for searching for scholarships when you can do it yourself. And it's so much more rewarding when you do your own scholarship searches.
Awesome.
So let's talk about this. There are 3 types of financial aid or federal student aid for you. One is grants and scholarships. That's free money. That's what we're going to talk about. How do I get this free money from the government? How do I get this free money from different organizations? Because there's scholarships everywhere. We're going to talk about scholarships. And what I want to do at the end, I want to say, I'm going to teach you all how to fish, how to search for your own scholarships, because everybody have a different they have different nuances about themselves that there's money for you. And then you have borrowed money. This is money. Guess what? If it's borrowed, you
Gotta
have to pay them back. So in some cases, say what now?
We know.
We know. You got to pay it
That's
back
borrowed
money.
money. You got to pay that money back. But guess what? You don't have to pay it back if you get all the scholarship money. Woohoo! And parents, let me tell you, it's important, as these parents online know, it's important to use other people's money. Use other people's money. It's so important. But you have to do your due diligence in searching out and applying. And the other one is earn money, which is your work study, meaning you can go to school and you can work no more than 15 hours a week. That money is yours. Oh, by the way, but you have to do your due diligence and pay on your maybe your dorm, transportation, all kinds of things you need to use that money for. But it is your money. And it is also sort of free money, but you're going to work for it. But mind you, while you're in college, it's not difficult to be on work study. I mean, I enjoyed my time. I was at Tuskegee University on work study.
Yes, I enjoyed mine. I was a math tutor at my work study job.
So
I
yeah,
worked
I mean,
in
you got all kinds of
administration,
things
so,
that help
yeah.
you, and it builds your credibility, it builds your work experience, as well as gain money, and you're in school. So it's a wonderful thing to be on work study if you can receive it. It's not given to everybody. You have to apply, and that first step is going to be your FAFSA. Okay, so let's talk about different loans. And this, parents, is very, very important that you understand the types of loans, because these loans are given by Department of Education. This is this is a federal government loan program. And the great thing about this is people understand, oh, I'm gonna apply for a loan. Yeah, but which one? Unsubsidized loan or a subsidized loan? And the only difference is you have to pay it back for both of them. The other one is it's going to any loan is going to do one thing, as parents know, it's going to accrue interest. However, if you get a subsidized loan, government pays the interest until 6 months after graduation. But we're going to tell you how you get away from that by getting a scholarship and doing your research now. So those are basically the differences. You must demonstrate on all of, on these loans, you have a financial need. That's why they're giving you 6 months after you graduate. However, on the unsubsidized student loan or Stafford loan, you have to demonstrate any financial need. Then you have the Parent Plus loans. And parents, let me tell you, you take out a loan by a legal guardian. That's important for that undergraduate. That's important, a legal guardian. Now, the interest is higher than the Stafford loans. However, it's lower than your Bank of America, your Native Federal, your own banking institution is lower than those loans, but it's still a loan nevertheless. You still have to pay. You're still going to accrue interest on those loans. Like I said, the private loans, that's your third-party loans, your banking institutions. But do not forget, include your financial hardship guarantees or forgiveness opportunities right now. On a private loan, guess what? We have, if you're in the federal government, and if you have a loan now, go in and do the research. If you are sitting on a loan, do the research and understand how you can get loan forgiveness on that. Hey, I can't tell you. You need to read it, and it's it's out there. It's all over. Okay, so do your due diligence and look for how to get loan forgiveness. And for those parents who are sitting on one now, you may or may not apply, but you never know until you do your homework. So we talked about work study, federal work study. Again, you have to complete the FAFSA. You have to complete the FAFSA, even if you are not. Oh, this is a great point I'd like to make about this. Some people say that, oh, my mom works here, my mom works there, my dad is a military person, my parents are federal government employees, they're not gonna get you any money. Do not listen to anyone. Let the federal tell you what you can and cannot receive. Don't even listen to me, because I don't know your status. There may be some other lining occurrences going on in your life that you may receive financial aid. Do not only let the Department of Education tell you if you're eligible and how much you're eligible for. Okay. Well, my dad did this. We didn't get any money. Well, really? It doesn't apply to everybody. I try to throw that in there while within my mind about financial aid. But anyway, like I said, like Tanya said, you work on campus. Now it's up to 20 hours per week. And I have some really funny stories about that, but I'm not going to share those right now. But you can.
Hey, Dr. Riley, this is Pastor Murray. Very quickly.
Hi, Pastor Murray.
Hi. We're not in a race.
Okay.
Now, you probably normally talk this fast, but just for sake of those like me who may want to take some notes, if we have to, we could extend this to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever we got to do, because the information you're providing is extremely valuable.
Sure.
So I'm gonna ask you, just a little bit.
I will. I apologize.
Right.
I was trying to get through this. I can go and do actually show you how to search for them on your own. So
I know, but we don't want to miss anything, and I definitely don't want you to rush through it, because this information is too important.
Okay, we'll do so. Thank you so much for tell me. Yes, tell me to slow it down. I'm good. But I'm from Georgia, so like I tell when I'm walking through, the general said, Sophronia, I know you're from Georgia, but you can slow it down a little bit. So yes, sir, I'm good for you. That's how the Pentagon bounces every now and then. So I will. But so like I was saying about work study. Listen, let me tell you my story on work study. And I was waiting for this slide. I worked on work study, and it was very simple. I mean, it's very simple. It's very fun. And it was just a pleasure to get to know some of the professors on your own without, going to class, coming out, and for different disciplines. So I enjoyed work study, and you will too. Again, understand your work study cannot exceed your total federal work study. So if you're getting, I don't know what it is now. When I was in school 100 years ago, it was like $203 a month. Wow, that was a lot of money, because it was a lot of money back then. So,
well, Sophronia, since you're talking about work study, mine, of course, was, I was a math tutor. But guess who I got to tutor? All of the football players.
Well, let me tell you what happened. I guess I can share this one at this time. So what happened, I was going through campus because I was raised by my grandparents. So I had the opportunity to either go into school or living on campus. I couldn't do both. And one day this lady says, Sophronia, I went over, I'll say this something. Spirit says, go back to financial aid. And Miss Joyce says, oh, Sophronia, you have work study. I went, I do. And I'm going to tell you why I did not. And I'm going to talk about the application notices and everything else. So I said, okay, I have it. And I went, got me a work study job, and I was walking through, and I was in the band. And the girl said, hey, Sophronia, I saw you working over for Miss Stafford. I said, yeah. And she said, if you're living off campus and you are working 15 hours a week, you can go food stamps. Man, I was at Macon County getting my food stamps, because guess what? I'm just saying, I enjoyed eating steak. That was my story. I mean, it was interesting that those things apply when you're living off campus and you're doing work study, but you have to be off campus at the time. Rules could have changed since 1980 or 86.
That's when you graduate.
So let's talk about this. Is really important. So what puts you in a position to maximize your options? Filling out the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA. Why it's important is because even if you receive a scholarship from Coca-Cola, from Burger King, from Nike, whomever, they check to see if you have a FAFSA. So even if you don't receive federal funds from the Department of Education, that's where your federal funds come from, the Department of Education, other organizations will check to see if you have a FAFSA. And some of these scholarships are recurring. You don't have to apply for them. They just, oh yeah, Tanya's in here. Renetta's in here. So some scholarships you need to check and read. Important, read. They will let you know if that scholarship is recurring. And that's why it's important, young people, that you maintain a high GPA in high school, a 3 or better, and in college. That's your job. Maintaining that 3.0 GPA or better. It's so important, because with a high GPA comes money. All right. So what do you need? And I said it is a family affair. It's a family affair. Again, starting October 1. Before times past, you had to do 1 January of your senior year. The second half of your senior year, you had to do it, right? But not anymore. 1 October. Parents, what do you need? Parents need a account number and students need a FSA account number. Because parents, your account number is your signature. And then, now you need your 21, if you're applying for this year, you need your 2021 tax returns, definitely your social security numbers and your state license. So all this stuff is already explained to you what you need. So it's important to have those items with you prior to your financial aid. Fill out the FAFSA. It's important to have it prior to. And now they have this called a FAFSA IRS data retrieval tool. So let's say I didn't do my taxes for 2021 because I was late. And I'm lazy. I didn't do them. Guess what? The system will pull your 2020 taxes for you. However, look at who is not eligible to use the tool. Married couples who file separate tax returns. If your marital status changed as of January of this year, you're not eligible to do the retrieval tool, but everyone else can use your IRS data retrieval tool. It helps you. It actually allows you to process your information quicker because it's already in the system. Any questions so far? We have also given a lot of the websites to help you, once it's over, go to these websites to do your follow-up homework, parents and students. So what is next? You selected your college. You're going to Fort Valley.
Savannah State.
Savannah
Get in here.
Hey, I love Savannah State. I'm a product of Upward Bound on Savannah State, and I'm truly proud of being a product of Savannah. So if you guys have the opportunity to go to Upward Bound, please go to Upward Bound. I'm telling you, I learned a lot of this during Upward Bound. So once you have stuck to your college, you know where you want to go. And guess what? Let me put one more myth out there that's not on my slides. You do not have to declare a major your freshman year. You can go, undecided, but you need to just go to college and decide what you really want to do. That's another class I teach. But anyway, now you get what you call a student aid report. That tells you on that report, it calculates your expected family contributions and your federal grant eligibility. What are you eligible to receive? Oh, one more key point. FAFSA, financial aid, is on first come, first serve basis.
Yes.
Once the money is gone, it's gone. I don't care how much need you have. They're not going to give it to you because they have emptied the pot. First come, first serve basis for your financial aid. Trust me, ma'am.
Sophronia, Pam Jones has a question. She says, what if a student is listed as a dependent of their parents?
So you have a dependence of parents have to file for FAFSA. So what's really asking, some students after so many years in college, they try to be independent, meaning thinking they're going to get more money, but it's really kind of hard to prove independent unless you're living away from your parents and they give you no support. Is that the type of information he's asking for? Because and we're going to talk about that in a second on frequently asked questions. So if you're a dependent of your parent, a guardian, a step parent, if they're giving over half of your support, they have to file with you for your FAFSA.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So once you get a report in, review it. Review for errors. Correct them in your application. Just log back in, put your PIN number, put your parents' PIN number back in, and correct those errors because they could have the numbers off. Systems, computers make mistakes as well as people. And then you want to verify. Process verification. You want to process, hey, this is the right institution. You reviewed it, it's accurate, and then the students and families submit documentation to the institution. What I mean by that, let's say, and I'll give a friend's example, where she was the ward of a court, and she put in there the ward of a court. FAFSA doesn't really care, or the Department of Education do not care. However, when you go to that institution, the school that you selected, they want to see that paper that you were the ward of a court, right? Because you get more money that way. I mean, it could be the possibility you could get more money, but you said it. The school wants to see the paperwork, not Department of Education, but the school wants to see the paperwork. One more thing. Hey, do not give the people, the Department of Education, no information they do not ask for. They ask you for 2 things. Don't give them 4 because they did not ask for them.
Gotcha.
The school, on the other hand, may ask for the other 2 additional documents. Just be careful. Just read it. When you get your financial aid letter, if you do not receive your letter, check your email. Make sure you get the email accurate, because everything is now coming online. Everything. And your SAR would be available via, they're not mailing things out anymore. They're not. So check your emails. Make sure you have the right email. Parents, have the right email, because sometimes between .com, Gmail to Yahoo to AOL, just make sure you have the email, Comcast.net versus Comcast.com. Just make sure you have the email right, because that's the information when you receive your award letter. It's important. Please review your letter. So what is in my financial aid package? It's a list of financial options that you can either accept that or you can reject it. It's up to you. Remember, this is about you going to school, not about them going to your school. It's about you. And it helps you decide which college best fits your financial situation. You want to compare the packages, which will help you select the college you can truly afford. Now, every college that accepts you will provide a letter of email describing, how much this college will cost and what the college can offer you. Now, one more thing. In that, we're going to talk about, you can probably, you get a mixed bag of information. You get grants, scholarships, loan, federal work study. It's all in there. You can reject the loan, accept the work study, accept the grant, reject it. It's up to you, but it has to be up to you. I'm not home in Maryland. I'm actually here in Savannah, Georgia. So please forgive me. I'm at my aunt's home and she has her ring on. So please forgive me. Tanya said, don't have your dog barking. Don't have this going on. And Tanya, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I did lock the door so the dog wouldn't come in. Mr. Bentley wouldn't come in. So we're fine. So once you so I actually have developed another curriculum, another program that allows the parents to look at the comparison of school. And in doing so, look at, if you apply to so many schools, just look at what's going to give you the bigger bang for your buck for college. It's a sample worksheet. You can either do it yourself. And there's so many websites out here. You can just create your own. Hey, listen, I got tuition, my fees going to cost this, my Pell Grant's going to cost this. And so what does the school cost? Make sure you're balancing out between, they give you $5,000, right? Guess what? That's $250 per semester. That's not $5,000 per semester.
Right.
Mm.
So understand how to read your scholarship. And that's what the parents, you guys look at this. Before you write that check, look at what you can get. But parents, take into consideration, tuition and fees are separate from room and board. Tuition and fees is separate from room and board. And oh, by the way, if you send your child off to college, think about transportation back and forth between Savannah and maybe Statesboro, it's not too close. But anyway, wherever you go to Atlanta, you're going maybe to Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Payne College, University of Georgia. So think about the transportation costs, even though tuition, room and board is considered food and sleeping accommodations. Every child does not like to eat on campus. So think about some other little extra dollars you want to have for your child when they go off to college. And then look at what your other family members can help within this process. So I had to continue to do my homework because I would normally do this for, because I live in the DC area. I live in Maryland. So I normally do this for Maryland, DC, Virginia. So I didn't do my homework for Georgia. And I found some great information about Georgia and all their scholarships besides the Hope Scholarship. And there's other scholarships we're going to actually talk about. So some key takeaways. October 1. Oh, this is so key. You see that says .gov? Anything that says .gov, that's gov, government, right? They are official from the government. If it says .com, .org, and it's saying they're a federal program, it may be a scam for getting money. Avoid the scams. Here's one more good thing. Avoid people doing the research for you.
Mhm.
Avoid people, oh, I'll help you get scholarships. Pay me $1,500 and I'll find you $230,000 worth of scholarships. Say, oh, wow, that sounds good. Don't do it, please. Please don't do that. Do your own. It's much more rewarding that you searched out the scholarships and you found your own scholarships, because $1,500 for someone that you can do. And I recommend, let me see what's my next slide. Okay. So I recommend that the students, this is their job, to go out and search for scholarships. If you look for three a day, just 3, and apply for 3 a day. You know how much money you get by the end of the month? You start turning back money. So what's really key about this, let's talk about money and scholarships. For instance, let's say the school cost, I'm letting you read this for a second. This is probably one of the questions that I might have had. Let's say your school is costing you $5,000. That's $250 a semester. You receive over $10,000 in scholarships.
Okay.
So that first semester, really, you got $10,000 because, you got $5,000 that first semester, $5,000 the next semester, because
Right.
$250 for school and $250 per semester in scholarships. What happens? The scholarship, the school, you paid off the $10,000, $5,000 goes for school, $250 for the school. There's $250 sitting in the next semester for that same semester. Once your university closed their books, $250, $2,500 come back to you.
Yep.
$2,500 comes back to you, $2,500 and the scholarship, it goes to the school. It's paying off your tuition. But that $2,500 left, it's yours, because the school cannot keep that money. That scholarship was earmarked for Angie Dorsey. Next semester, remember you had $10,000 now. Next semester costs you $2,500 for school, for room and for tuition. The additional $2,500, once the school closed their books, it comes back to you. So the more money you receive in scholarships, the more money it goes to you.
Wow.
So you were real careful about saying tuition and room and board. So when I get that $5,000 or $10,000, can I use any of it towards room and board?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can use, listen, once they close those books, all that you pay. So out of that money, let's say let's back the scenario. $2,500. Remember, this is for tuition.
Right.
So if you get additional $2,500 and your room and board is $1,000, that means you just get $1,500 come back to you in your pockets.
Awesome.
Wow.
So, but that's what, have you seen these kids who blow me away when I read this? They get like $50,000 in scholarships. They can pay for, and I've seen some students in Tuskegee, they can pay for put the money aside for graduate school. So you can go straight into grad school without a financial burden on your family, on your parents.
That's awesome.
So put that money aside, but you have to be diligent, put the money aside, because if you're getting all this money in, what do you do if you get $30,000 in scholarship? That's $15,000 a semester.
Ooh, child. I'm gonna get me a car.
Trust me, they buy cars. And then I have had students who were an engineer major. He was an ROTC. You only saw him once a semester in the beginning. And you may see him again the second semester when they get ready to graduate, because engineers, they're constantly working. And he was on ROTC scholarship. Plus he had his ROTC scholarship. Plus he had his student scholarship. I'm wondering why this boy is driving around in a Honda. Now, back in the day, that was a good car. Nowadays, students are driving like Mercedes and Lexus. When I was in college, I had a blue VW, a blue bug, run up and down between Tuskegee, Alabama, and Savannah. So I'm excited about my little bug. But anyway, it's all about how you look at the money and how much money you gain. Please do not, like Angie said, don't leave the money on the table. We're going to talk more about how to get money. Okay. So Some things, and this is all in, and I do this because instead of you search out these different websites, I did the homework for you. And so people ask questions about my parents are divorced, and okay. Students should report the information. You have to report. If I don't care if parents are separated, guess what? Mom lives here, dad lives there. However, you got to report their income equally, because guess what? They equally shared. That people ask those questions. I don't live with my dad, I live with my mom. Daddy has to report that income. You have to report him on your FAFSA. Same thing. We talked about students who have step parents. Do not care. Mommy married, daddy married somebody else, and you're living with them, and you're living with them. Even legally adopted children, you have to report their income. Even if the step parent were not married in that year until the following year, you have to report the income. There are no exceptions. Prenups, who cares? You have to report a step parent, a biological parent's income. They will find out, because guess what? They're pulling information from your taxes anyway.
Taxes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go ahead and work about teaching you how to. So how much time do I have, Miss Tanya?
You got about 10 minutes, but then like we said, we can come back next week, but go ahead, get started.
Okay. So I tell parents, Google is your friend. You can research Google if you do not want to pay for the ACT, the SAT, the PSAT. You can Google free PSAT test. It'll be your friend. So let me keep going here really quick. Again, start early. And when I say start early, if you are a junior in high school, this is the perfect opportunity to start searching for scholarships. Why? Because you know what to expect for your senior year. You know when the deadlines are your senior year. Nowadays, some scholarships, you can get them in the 8th grade. You can get them in the 5th grade. That money was
Wow.
Let me tell you, because remember, you're taking tests all your life in school. You can apply for, you did an essay and they said for a 5th grader and an 8th grader and a 7th grader, whatever. That's still your money, because you have earned the right for that scholarship. So it's no longer with your senior year to apply. Applying, yes, but there's scholarships you can actually receive now. Do your homework. You got to fulfill all the prerequisites. Follow the directions of what they tell you to do. Again, never miss a deadline. That's why it's critical. Either some students use their phones nowadays. I'm still old school. I'll have my little sheet of paper. I'll apply for the scholarship on this date. This is the ending date. Here's a deadline. Just keep a record of all that, so you'll know when to call back, or put it on your computer. Okay, I applied for a scholarship April 3rd. They told me they'll give me information back on July 6th. July 6th come, I haven't heard. Call them. Hey, I applied. Where's my money? So we can talk about some college search tools in a minute. And what I'm talking about here is these are now this one's scholarship for students. There's different ones. The only problem about these, sometimes you have to look at a lot of ads, but you can apply for these scholarships.
Okay, so that's the website that we can go to, scholarship for, what was that again?
We're going to go there in a second. Okay. So what I ask parents to do is like a Burger King scholarship. We're going to talk about if you're military, you're a military child, we're going to talk about those type of scholarships. There's money for school if you're military. So here's some websites that I'm going to go into. But what was really key is the Georgia Student Finance Commission. See, that says .gov. It's one that says .gov. It's important that you use these websites, and I'm going to go into those in a second. So what I want to talk about in this specific slide is I need you to make a list of all the products you use, toothpaste, hair products. If you go to Foot Locker, you go to Nike, you make a list of the products you use. Then you write your letter that says, hey, my parents, and it goes to Procter & Gamble if you're doing Crest. My family using toothpaste for 100 years. I want to be a science major. I love da-da-da. You write your letter, your essay, and you send it off to the Human Resource Department and say, do you have a scholarship? You have 2 answers, yes or no. Because they have money that corporations have money earmarked just for scholarships, and they cannot use, per their bylaws, they cannot use that money for anything else but scholarship.
Oh my gosh.
I love this part.
So you need to Go to your Bank of America, whatever your bank institution, places you eat. Some kids who work at Burger King or Chick-fil-A, whatever. Ask them. They're offering scholarships, but you have to go out and do the homework. Right now, I am going to stop sharing, and I'm going to go in to the.
You say Google is my friend, so you're going to Google?
I am going into Google. So here's something I did from Google. So can y'all see am I sharing? No?
Not yet.
Yeah. But when she just came alive when she started talking about just looking around your house for products that your family's been using for years and writing those creative letters, Dawn and Gain and Tide and all the soap products. Oh man, I was like, wow.
And I'm going here.
I'm thinking
I want to do one before we go in there, because talking about scholarships and colleges. What is a scholarship? Let's go to. Here's one for you, Tanya. Oh, here's one for you, Tanya.
Fort Valley. You're gonna put Fort
Valley. Can y'all see it?
Yep. Something
should be coming up. If it's not, we go on. It hadn't come up yet, but anyway. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna just tell you how to go look for schools and stuff. Again, it will be Big Futures where I always tune people into Big Future.
So what is Big Future?
Big Future is where you can go in and look at different schools, different.
Is it bigfuture.com?
It's big. No, it's really on College Board. Most parents should have Big Future. Y'all see my screen now for Georgia Futures?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't know this. This is what I learned when I was researching for Georgia. Georgia has their own Big Future. It's called Georgia Future. You can look at the different scholarships, college planning, career exploration, all the different resources right here. But for scholarships, and I did all the Google work, guys. So I'm gonna do another one. But look at this. Look at Hope and Zell scholarships. Look, these are scholarships that you guys can apply for.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you who's eligible. What you can do. Just go in and search for these scholarships. Understand the high school Hope GPA. We talked about that earlier, right? Understanding the Hope your GPA. What do you need to get your a scholarship? There's so much out here. And then, I don't know, can you see my screen still? Are you going somewhere else? I'm on the.
You can see it.
Okay. So there's scholarships for African Americans. There's scholarships for, let me see. Let's say I did this one. Be careful sometimes, because sometimes you get into one that a lot of ads. Go through the ad piece of it. That's fine. So who has a scholarship they want to go through? Tell me something you want to do. Scholarships for, I even did one for grandmothers, people.
Insurance. Okay. Okay. Pam had a question. She said, is it true some schools will lower the amount of financial aid if the amount of your scholarships received is real high?
They can't do it.
Can't do it. Okay.
Because remember, let me take it back. So I said, I don't want to say what they cannot do. You have to go into, people find loopholes for you in a heartbeat. But what I want you to do is just ask them, because
Pam said scholarships for physical therapy.
Okay. Scholarships for physical therapy. Let's look for that one.
Now, what we see is your Georgia Future screen. Is that where you still are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing and share again. Because I just typed that in there, scholarship for physical therapy. And guess what, Pam? There's scholarships for physical therapy.
All right.
There it is.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. Riley.
You see the scholarship for physical therapy?
Age limit.
Wow.
So they tell you within the Department of Education, it is for undergrads.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
However, I'm going to show you one. Well, I'm glad you asked that one, because I was just doing this one just the other day. So did you see the one for physical therapy? There was one for physical therapy.
Yeah, saw it.
So what I want to do is show this one, because I can do this all day. So y'all need to tell me to stop. Here's the one I love. Here's one for the Mcnair Scholarship. Remember Ronald Mcnair, the astronaut?
Yeah.
So they have scholarships for him. Let's talk about. There's a program. Let's say Georgia. These. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
So these are scholarships for the Ronald Mcnair Scholarship. And in doing so, let's say you want to go to University of Georgia. And a lot of these programs are for some are for selected undergrad students who really want to pursue a graduate study or a doctorate. So for those who want to go back and get their doctorates, Mcnair Scholar is right here. Oh my goodness. I'm also an adjunct professor at a university. And one of my students had told me about this scholarship. So I'm sharing with one of my students. He's going to University of Georgia on a full ride using the Mcnair Scholarship.
Can you enlarge your screen?
No, she can't.
I'm sorry. But I mean, there's a scholarship. This is University of Georgia, but different schools have different scholarships. I have so much out here. All right, so let me do this one.
Oh, wow.
Let me stop sharing here and share another screen. And there's a list of them. Let's go with this way. And there's so much, guys. I just can't tell it all.
Well, that means you just have to come back.
She does. And she's also going to be with us at Summer Bonanza. So you all got a sneak peek into one of our workshops at Summer Bonanza.
Can
Awesome.
y'all see my screen right here?
Yes.
Google.com.
Right. And so here's a great one. It's a great, I love this one. Here, look at these scholarships that you can apply for.
I just see.
Oh, y'all don't see it? Let me stop sharing and share again. Share this tab instead. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so when I see a screen like this, I get scared that I'm going to be scammed. How do I know that this is all good?
So you see the Gates Millennium Scholarship, the Kodak Scholarship, Mcnair Scholarships. Black Excel this is my website. This is one of my go-to websites for scholarships. And it goes, and it takes you straight to scholarship and where you want to go. Here's a great one. Oh my gosh.
What was that one called, Sophronia?
That was Black Excel.
Black Excel. EXCEL.
Correct. So these are all the ones I've been looking for, guys, since then. But also you got Department of Education. You got first generation students. You can Google that.
Yeah.
And this one here, the site I was really looking at, here it is right here. Black Excel, over 200 scholarships. And what I want to show about this one, you have the Ron Brown Scholarship. Unfortunately, you will see some of the ads.
Right.
But for example, the one I wanted to go to was, so the Ron Brown Scholarship.
Okay, Ron Brown.
Mm-hmm. But I showed you over 200 scholarships, and sometimes it tells you when to apply, how to apply. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go to one more, and I'm going to let you guys go, because sometimes if you go to that scholarship didn't work. Yes, it works. You need to go a little deeper sometimes on some of the scholarships, because here it is. Here's the other one I was talking about. I was at the United Negro College Fund, and it may come up like this. You see that not found, page not found?
Mm-hmm.
You go to scholarships. God, just do a little bit deep in there. I mean, because the webpage might have changed a little bit, but go a little deeper and look at the scholarships. If you know students are, here's a great scholarship. If you know someone who really loves agriculture, there's an 1890 scholarship. Right. And that's that's free money to get something in the area you love of agriculture.
Yeah. And that agricultural field is big at University of Georgia, Fort Valley State, Tuskegee,
Correct.
any of those 1890
those land grant schools.
The land grant schools, that's right.
Yep.
Love it.
Wow. So
guys, I love this stuff. Listen, if you need me, let me know.
Oh, we're going to need you to come back again. I mean, the information that you have provided is outstanding information.
Mm-hmm.
And you even, information for grad students as well. And a lot of times we know that grad students think that all they have out there are, are loans. And I'm speaking for my daughter. She's really, people in grad school who are looking for money. And as you said, who have really good GPAs. So this is something that, someone going into college, someone in grad school, someone, seeking their master's, seeking their PhDs. I mean, this information, Dr. Riley,
I'm sorry. You just got me excited for one more thing. That's because you receive money and you are a sophomore in college. You can continue to apply for scholarships. They're in-school scholarships.
Yes.
You have to apply for those in-school scholarships.
Yeah.
Because, they have biology, science, whatever you want to do, English. My undergrad degree is in English. And what I'm doing, working in the Pentagon. I talk all day long. But anyway.
When you come back on Sophronia, can you please share with the students how to write those creative letters and have a main template and then just tweak it and just keep sending it out, make it user friendly? Because that's awesome. They need to know about those letters that they have to send.
I tell you, you have to flood this, just like I tell people with jobs. You're looking for a job, flood the system, and everything is online now. Just flood them with just the same letter, change the name to protect the innocent.
I wish I would have known about this stuff several years ago when my son was in school.
Wow.
We didn't know about this. This is valuable information. We've got to get you to come back. Unfortunately, when I attended the information session for my son when he was in high school for FAFSA and all that, none of this that you've discussed right now, none of it was brought up in that high school. None of it was discussed about the scholarships. They mentioned there's scholarships out there. You got to apply. But it's one thing to say apply for the scholarship, but it's something totally different to tell someone where to apply, how to apply.
All
right. And so this is valuable information. I believe this is one of the reasons why a lot of people of color are not pursuing higher education because they're worried about money. Like my son, when he was in college, we got turned down. They said my income was too much for a lot of things, and so he worked part of the time. But
we're gonna have
what we're going to do is have him come back next week if you are still available.
Does that work for you to come back next week? Dr. Riley?
Next week's Friday.
You need to check your calendar?
I do, because I think I may be here back in Savannah. My family, I may be back in Savannah. I may be on the road. That's my dilemma, being on the road.
On the road again? All right. Listen, just let us know. Let your buddy know, Tanya.
Over 4 years since 8th grade.
Since 8th grade.
Hey, we played together in the band in high school.
And in the band in high school.
All right. Hey, don't y'all team up on me now.
We thank you so much for being with us today. We got to go. We want to do just that scholarship stuff all over again for those that may have missed it. And the importance of community service with students. That's what Pamela Jones is saying. So we definitely want you to come back. We thank you so much. Everyone, see you all next Friday on Financial Sins, where we'll be here hopefully again with Dr. Sophronia Riley. I was going to say Sophronia Wynn Riley. Thank you.
Yes.
Have a good day.
That Wynn is on my birth certificate.
Wynn is on your birth certificate.
So thank you all. Thank you again so much. And we will touch bases with you after the show. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
back to it.